Okay, so I don't really know how to like start like a part two midstream, so we're just gonna be like, hey YouTube, welcome back to part two. In the first part, we did act one. You know what? I'm just gonna leave that in. Yeah, okay, part two, let's go. Twitch chat, say hi to YouTube again. Uh part two, act two. We made it to test track 8. Let's see what happens.
Welcome, test subject, to the Test Track 8 lobby. Now, if you're hearing this, it means you've completed our simulation room successfully and are now equipped to tackle the more
We
advanced
totally
mechanics
did that.
our lab boys have whipped up specifically for this testing track. Now, one thing I'm supposed to mention about this testing track, according to the notes I was given, is that, let me see here. Oh, right. Apparently we've recently suffered from a quantum spallation event. Yeah, that has made the entire water supply in this testing track completely toxic.
I think I got that,
Now,
Jake.
I couldn't tell you the difference between a quantum spallation event and a kick in the teeth, but oh well, they're the scientists, not me. So, needless to say, don't make any contact with the water going forward. Not even a little bit, not even a little tiny bit. I don't want to see a big toe or even a pinky in that water. Anyway, apparently the idea was to clean the mess before you awoke from suspension, but they figured it was better to design the testing track around the deadly water instead. Something about doors closing, windows opening, life giving lemons, burning houses. I don't know, I never really paid attention.
Right.
Anywho, follow the red carpet to the test track entrance. A test associate will open the door for you and your testing adventure will then begin.
Sounds great, Jake. So yeah, the test track 8 lobby, probably my favorite lobby that I've made. I really like the look of this one. I kind of went a little all out in terms of like designing it and kind of decorating. And Nominate did the decorating for the inside. I actually did the decorating for the outside of this cave. Like I built that, I put the glow light in everywhere, and I think you know, him and I did a great job at making a very cool looking lobby. A little side thing that you could do is look at the test track history, which test track 2, this was chapter 1. Wow, so nostalgic. And then, you know, we have like all of these different themed testing tracks that you know, don't really have their own map assigned to them, but you also have you know, test track 5. We did that one on the last episode. You missed the roof. Look at hole. Is there a hole in the roof? Wait, are you just talking about like how the fact there we forgot to like build the roof? Is that what you're referring to, Gulpinator? Right. And this is supposed to be a very informative walkthrough, so if you are stuck in the lobby, don't worry. Over here in Miles's office, there's a lever. And then it all makes sense. You can get distracted by a lot. Like Simon's office talks about you know, ring the 5 bells for redacted. Who knows what that even means? Over there you have Kitatcho cocktails, so if you want to have like a couple drinks before tackling some puzzles, that's the place to do it. Just a heads up though, the drinks are not for test subjects, employees only. Test subjects, you kind of have to just watch people drink. It's not for you. Okay, so with the lever we can get into here, which will open the door to the actual test track 8 itself. Some loser and another loser over there, we don't pay attention to them. Okay, and then here we go. This is one of the very few times on this map where there's actually no background music. It's kind of weird. Your testing adventure awaits. So yeah, the gimmick of this test track is that it's a testing track. So you get to read like a bunch of like questions. You get to see feedback from other test subjects. This is a great part of the map for me.
All right, welcome to the first test.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure if one of our test associates has already mentioned this, but this track is actually built as a testing track for some new mechanics we have planned revealed to the public in our upcoming Test Track 9. Test Track 9 is going to be a celebratory track built for our company's 25th anniversary. So, you actually have quite a large role in making our anniversary as great as it can be. I hope you look forward to it, given you are one of the subjects that actually manages to get through this track in one piece. I'm joking, of course. Mostly. Oh, right, that reminds me. This chamber introduces our death fields. Please avoid making contact with them, as they have a tendency to cause severe vaporization. And by tendency, I mean always. It always does that. It gets you pretty much immediately.
Oh.
Good luck.
Okay, so yeah. Chamber 1 of Test Track 8 introduces death fields. Quite the mechanic. If you touch them, you die. It's as simple as that. So, we got Slime Ball 2. We can't bring it out there, and we need both 1 and 2 here to open the exit. So, the only thing we can do with 2 is throw it through that field. And by doing that, we can then take Slime Ball 1 and go back around to then turn off this field and pick it up. And this allows us to do our good old-fashioned slime ball swapping, where we can then take slime ball number 1 and throw it over there. And then we basically treat slime ball number 2 like we did as number 1 at the beginning, except now, when you're over here, look at that, you got both. Note for the VOD, dying resets the chamber. Dying is bad for your health. That is a very good thing to note, Ember. If you die in Kitatcho, you die in real life. Moving on. Back to it. Okay, and then you get some cool feedback. Test subject 38 is just great. If you're playing this map for the first time, read 38's comments. The best. Okay, here we go. Chamber 2.
No, Jeff. I don't want to hear another one of your dumb proposals. Okay, look, the last thing you proposed was a New Year's Eve party, and we all know how that went. No, Jeff! I don't care if this will improve test efficiency by 75%. Repair robots sound like a stupid idea and too cliche for a place like ours. Any mention of this going further, and I'll fire you. That's final, Jeff. And no, I don't care if the pre-recorded messaging system is still... Oh, wait, what?
Hey, Jake.
Good job making it this far, test subject.
Thank you.
Good luck with this next chamber, and I hope you hear any of that.
Oh, no, I didn't hear a single thing. Oh, that's weird. It's probably nothing. Yeah, so this chamber introduces fusion fields, which is basically one particle field that does multiple things. Happy late New Year's, YouTube. Oh yeah, we are recording this on New Year's Day. I failed the jump. There wasn't even a jump to fail. I failed at walking in a straight line. Okay, so now that we have Slime Ball 2, that allows us to spawn this bridge to spawn number 3. We can't take number 3 out there, but we need a slime ball up there to open the exit. So we need to get a slime ball in that room. So in order to do that, we got to pick up number 2. Don't worry, I know how to do my own chambers. Like, I'm not thinking about the solution in my head. It's not like it's been a long time since I've actually played the chambers. Right, so yeah, slime ball there, the field's off. For this part, you just gotta actually use the bridge. Throw the slime ball on the bridge. It is on the bridge. And because it's up there, safe and sound, we no longer need this particle field. So we can take the slime ball with us. Do not pick up that one, because we kind of need that to get to the exit. And that allows us to make this bridge so that we can now jump onto here, pick up the slime ball, use that to open the exit. I actually really like this chamber. One of my favorites in Test Track 8. Very simple, very cohesive, I guess. Did you know anti-science fields? Anti-science wouldn't fit, so Innominate thought calling them, ass fields would be better. They remove exactly 1 hair each time you pass through them. They destroy slime balls and not science itself. Great stuff. Great stuff to learn about in this map. Anywho, over here we have Kitatcho counseling, you know? Hang in there. You get to just sit down on here. Discuss about your feelings. How much being a test subject is awesome at the Kitatcho labs. Like, why would it be awful? It's clearly the best job in the world, even though you don't really get paid. Or maybe you do get paid. You get paid in science. What's a better currency than that? Anywho, chamber 3. Yeah. Whoa. This is a big cave.
This next chamber introduces our Kitatcho Laboratories high-tech swap blocks.
Whoa.
These blocks allow you to teleport slime balls and other items to fixed locations around the chamber. Being fresh out of the experimental labs, you'll actually be one of the first ever test subjects to try them out. Now, I believe I'm legally obligated to warn you that an early build of the swap block ended up accidentally teleporting one of our lab boys into orbit instead of the slime ball he was holding. Poor guy is still stuck up there to this day.
Poor guy.
But don't stress out too much about that. I've been told that problem should no longer happen. Should being the key word there.
Yeah, okay. So, this is probably a point where a lot of people looking up a walkthrough would need help with. This is probably the first, like, difficulty spike in the map. Swap blocks is an interesting mechanic. They are blocks that swap. I know, it's crazy. Throw an item into the green swap block, and it pops out of the red swap block. Okay, so here we go. We can now pick up slime ball 1 because we teleported it past the anti-science field, and that allows us to open this door, which takes us to the main part of the chamber, which is just this. It's just this one room with a pillar in the middle. A lot of particle fields, a very enclosed space. The chamber itself is not very big, but this chamber forces you to have a very good understanding of how the swap blocks work. You can spawn slime ball number 2 right off the bat, but there's actually nothing that we can do with slime ball number 2. So we got to focus on slime ball number 3. This will spawn it over here. And the only thing we can do with it there is we can throw it over to that side. So that then allows us to pick it up, to turn off this field, and doing this will allow us to have 2 slime balls that we then just throw back over there. With that done, we can then put, it doesn't matter which slime ball you use. I usually take slime ball number 3 just because it's more convenient. If we throw slime ball number 3 in this green block, it's going to teleport out of the red block over there. So if we go back, we can see it's now there, and that now actually allows us to swap slime ball 3 with slime ball 1. Why do we want to do that? Because in order for us to get slime ball number 1 into the main area of the chamber with the other 2 slime balls, we're going to have to respawn it. However, we need it to drop out of somewhere else. So there's actually 2 places in this chamber with red swap blocks. And the way it works is that only one red swap block is active at a time. When you activate a new one, it deactivates the other one. So over here by the exit, you'll notice we could turn this on. Turning this on turns off the other one. So when we now go back to where slime ball number 1 is, now when we throw it in here, it's not going to come out of there, but it's going to come out where the other swap block is. And because we use slime ball 3 there, we can just leave it and respawn it over yonder. Wow. And that allows us to go over here and grab number 1 that we teleported through, put it through the death field, and we now have all 3 slime balls here. That opens the door, And that allows us to walk on through. Chamber complete. So that's probably the most difficult chamber up to this point, just because it's introducing a new mechanic and it forces you to really understand how that mechanic works before you can move on. So if you got through that, you could probably get through the rest of the map. Congratulations. Chamber 4. Here we go.
So I just want to give a big round of applause to our social team for scoring the famous celebrity Corvid Deltros to be our very first test subject for our upcoming Testing for Charity initiative.
Oh my god.
I figured letting some public figures come in and do a few harmless tests would be great for publicity, especially just before our company's 25th anniversary. Now, I should mention I actually don't know who this Corvid guy is. I'm just told he's all the rage these days. So, how about I go do some digging while you do your best to solve this next chamber? Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Yeah, perfect. 4 slime balls. You don't normally give 4 slime balls in a chamber because usually 3 is all it takes, but this chamber is special. So, put slime ball number 1 there to spawn this bridge. I can English, don't worry. Slime ball number 2 there. You know, my English isn't that great. I'm Canadian, so you know, sometimes I struggle. It's okay. So now that we have slime ball number 3 there, we can respawn 1 and 2 to get across, and we can put all 3 here to turn off the death field, which then by pressing this on the other side opens up some stairs, which creates a not only a shortcut. It's not a shortcut, it's actually a checkpoint. Okay. From here, this chamber requires you to have a very good understanding of which slime ball is where, and that's why it's called out of view. You don't, you know, you gotta kind of guess when respawning slime balls. Number 1. We'll just put number 1 there. I'm sure that's not gonna be an issue. We'll put number 2 here. And this gives us access to number 4. So we have number 4. And we can put number 3 here. Okay. What we want to do is we actually don't want to bring number 4 over that way. What we'll do is we will swap 4 out for 2. So we'll have 2 and 3 at the moment. And that will allow us to put, let's say, number 2 here. That will turn off the anti-science field, allowing us... Okay, I made it. To put number 3 there. If you don't want to do that throw, you can jump on the bridge. That there is to kind of like signal to you like where it's safe to drop the slime ball below. And then you can just, you know, take that slime ball, deactivate the bridge so it'll fall, and then activate it again. It's a safer way of doing it. But thankfully, because number 4 is over there, we can respawn it. We don't need that bridge anymore. Jump back onto this bridge. All 3 plates are pressed, exit is open. And that's all there is to it. We got the high-tech ramen shop. Wow, do you guys like ramen? Too bad, they're closed. Onwards. Chamber 15, or Chamber 5. I call it 15 because there's like, you know, it's the 15th chamber up to this point on the map, but it's Chamber 5.
Okay, get this, test subjects. Corvid Deltros, right? He isn't a famous actor, musician, artist, or, I don't know, athlete. He's a poet.
Really?
Now, look, I have nothing against poets, but here I am being told the most popular celebrity of today.
Oh, would you look at that?
Poet. Am I missing something here? Or am I really just that out of touch with the times? Back in my day, it was all about rock stars and movie people. But here we are, getting a poet to show up for our tests. I mean, at the end of the day, publicity is publicity, so I'm not complaining. But man, I feel old. I gotta do something about that.
So yeah, we got the bow. A fan favorite feature from chapter 2. People liked the bow so much, I just had to bring it back, right? And then this little room here is just kind of a tutorial that shows you that the bow can work basically exactly the same as the throwables. And because of that, the throwables are kind of replaced. So you might think that we need 2 slime balls to open the exit, but as we were taught in that previous room, arrows can trigger plates, which means we only need 1 slime ball. So we can't get through there, but you can kind of see the button kind of peeking behind there. We can shoot it. It disables that. In order to get in here, we need a lever, and in order to get that lever, we actually need to shoot this target, which can be a little tricky to get, but we got a second try. And then we just want to run and be very quick. Easy. That will give us our lever, and thankfully on the way back it's actually much easier. And then we have like a good view of the cave here again. You can actually see chamber 3 over there. That's weird. This allows us to get into here. We can't reach that button, but thankfully it's a yellow button, and yellow buttons can be shot. And that gives us a slime ball. And with a slime ball in hand, we can put it there, shoot that, and go on through. And that is chamber 5. Did you know swap blocks? Each one holds the life force of a teleportation button. That is a reference to chapter 1. Swap blocks make excellent Christmas lights. I mean, it's New Year's Day, but we just had the holidays. Very cool, very Christmassy, very thematic. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Scene 2, testing, advanced testing. Okay, got a little staff area here, nothing crazy, and we're gonna move on to chamber 6. Slime cave. Do you like your cave slimy? This is the map for you.
Alright, so my assistant Susie says I should probably use these pre-recorded messages to actually talk about the chambers in question, instead of using them to vent my thoughts about a celebrity poet. You know
right.
what? Fine. This chamber teaches you that arrows can also be transported through our swap blocks and not just slime balls. Whoa! It also has a substantial amount of particle fields, so the chamber design team decided to be funny and name it Field Trip. Because, field trip. Particle fields. Ha ha, very clever.
That is so funny.
We thought it was so dumb we had them all killed. Oh, but we're not monsters. We kept the name in their honor. I'm just kidding. We only had some of them killed.
Right.
Oh, I'm still kidding. Some say I have a sick sense of humor. I say I'm just too darn fun. Anyway, just be careful with this one, otherwise you'll die and miss out on seeing a celebrity poet show up for our right. Not supposed to have been on this. I still don't know how to re-record these, so once again, I apologize, Susan. She's nodding at me with a look of either annoyance or contempt, so it's okay. Anyway, good luck with this next chamber test subject.
Great. That is probably the longest dialogue for a chamber in this map. Which is funny because the dialogue for this chamber was actually rewritten because the entire chamber here was actually rebuilt from the ground up only like a couple months before the map came out, because the original version was really bad. I'm also noticing something. This swap block here is actually on by default. I think I built the chamber with the intention that that one was going to be the one, so that like when players shot it down, they would see the arrow drop right in front of them. I think by mistake, it doesn't break anything, but I think like that one is on when you walk into the chamber. The original idea is to just, shoot that button to activate it and then shoot the arrow through. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if I choose to actually change that to be the intended way, with that one being the starting block, you might notice that little change. So grab slime ball number 1. Shooting that button there turns that swap block on, When you actually activate a swap block, even with an arrow, it stays permanently on until the next ceiling swap block is deactivated. From here, we can shoot the arrow through there, which then, you know, comes out there, allows us to bring our slime ball through. And then there's the icon for the swap blocks. So many icons. Wow. The exit is there, and we will need 2 slime balls in our arrow in order to open it. However, here you might notice we can't bring our slime ball there, but we can shoot that swap block. If we're really lucky and we're speed running, you can throw the slime ball from here into that. It's really difficult. It's a great speedrun strat and it saves a lot of time, but don't worry. If you don't make the throw, all you gotta do is activate that swap block again, shoot that so that you can run back on through. Then shoot that plate so that this goes down, and now you can shoot that button from here, which allows you to pick up the slime ball and put it through. Okay, and now we just basically do what we did the first time, except we do it really fast, because at this point you should be really good at the okay, well, the chamber just reset, so we're just gonna quickly go through all of that again, because when you die, a chamber restarts to avoid any exploits. Okay, what am I doing? Hold on. No, we got this. We got this. You know, chat is saying F, but I like to think that the F stands for success. Okay, let's see if I can actually make this throw. I can redeem myself. Look at that. Look at that. I have redeemed myself. I did the speedrun strat. You know, all of that, the dying, was actually intentional so that I could show off both strats. Yeah, so we can't bring the slime ball through here, but if you look at the arrows, it will show you that there's a hole in the ceiling. Hit that button, turns off the field. You can bring the slime ball through. And that allows you to do this. And once you jump down here, you can't go back. So it's like a mini puzzle inside of a much bigger puzzle. We can spawn the slime ball. You might notice that this button is suspiciously higher than most. There's actually a reason for that. So, putting the slime ball there turns on that bridge. We need to shoot this button in order for us to get up to this bridge. However, when we go across the bridge, you may realize that we actually need the slime ball over here in order to turn that off so that we can get the original to go through the exit. However, if we respawn slime ball number 2, it will actually deactivate the bridge. So what you have to do is shoot the plate while the slime ball is still on it, which will allow us to respawn the slime ball. And then we can get our arrow back when we're across. Very cool. So we do that, pick up the slime ball, go on back, and now we have everything that we need to beat this chamber. We are so good at video games, everybody. Okay, we get a lot of test subject 38, so again, everyone playing this at home, read test subject 38. He's one of the best Kitatcho characters ever. So yeah, here we go. Chamber 7 introduces a new mechanic.
This next chamber introduces our anti-projectile fields. Now, I know we may have had a bit of controversy in the past surrounding these here fields due to an incident with a world-famous archer testing them out. Good old test subject 4. Yeah, kind of jumped the gun with that one. Anyway, when you shoot these particle fields or walk through them, your arrow will be instantly...
Hold on, I spilled my funny juice. I'm sorry, Jake. Hold on, I got paper towel. It's okay.
Well, teleported directly into his
This is so funny.
Thankfully, he was a good sport about it after we patched him up, so no harm done, apart from the arrow when it was... well, you know what I mean. The point is, we spent a lot of time working on fixing that specific problem. So, it should be fine for you to use the particle fields without injury.
That's good to know, Jake.
Again, the key word is should. We have to emphasize that for legality purposes.
I'm sure you do. Okay, crisis averted. We are back into it. Right, so, turn off the anti-arrow field. It's actually not called anti-arrow field canonically. I think the official name I gave it was anti-projectile field. Right. So this is a returning mechanic from chapter 2. You can't shoot arrows through them, and when you walk through them, any arrows that you have placed down somewhere will teleport back to you. Can't walk through there, so you gotta use these ladders to get up and over, which puts you into this area. That does nothing for us. However, you might notice that this slime ball dispenser can be shot, and it will birth a slime ball. So we put that there. Now the bridge is permanently there. Good stuff. This little area is kind of just the tutorial. Like, you can't just run through the field. The arrow will go back to you. So it teaches you that you actually got to walk around the arrow fields, which will open this door, allowing you to climb up here. Failing that is not part of the chamber. I feel like I have to sneeze, but I'm not going to, because science is more important than that. Okay, we're up here. Door closed. We need to get our slime ball out of here, but we can't respawn it unless we do what we did in the last chamber, where we shoot that plate. I think that's good. Okay, cool. And once you're out here, you can actually drop down and activate this bridge, which acts as a shortcut, so that if you fall down to the lower level and need to get back up, when you go up the ladder, instead of going back through all of that, all you have to do is just jump down on this bridge and come across. Good stuff. Yeah. So we can't take the slime ball through here, so we're just gonna leave it there. Look at it. So good. This will deactivate the bridge, but that's okay because we no longer need this bridge in order to solve the puzzle. You might notice that this plate turns off this field. It also opens the exit, which was at the start of the chamber. Doing this allows us to take the slime ball in there so that the exit is permanently opened, and then all we have to do after that is shoot this timer, drop on down, and return. And that is how you beat Chamber 7 of Test Track 8. Okay. Did you know arrow fields, projectile did not fit? There is a 2.3% chance arrows will be teleported inside of you. It's only 2.3%, so that's good odds. You know, if you look into one, you will see redacted looking back. True stuff. Okay. Oh, we can't ignore the high-tech nap room. That is a very important part of Kitatcho history right there. So here we are, Chamber 8, Stoneworks.
Yes, I'm telling them. Just a heads up, test subject. This next test chamber might not actually exist. But now, I know that sounds crazy, but just bear with me. The lab boys say this chamber might have accidentally been built on a quantum rift that was supposed to house our quantum testing track. No need to worry about that, though. That testing track isn't made for you. Well, it's not made for anyone, really.
Oh.
And yet made for everyone at the same time. The point is, if the chamber or you suddenly snap in or out of existence, the Kitatcho Laboratories would like to apologize for any inconveniences this causes.
Thank you, Uncle Jake.
Scooping people back from outside of reality isn't something we're actually capable of doing at this current time.
There's a lot of cameras.
However, the lab boys say there's actually infinite time in the quantum realm, so no need to worry. We would literally have all the time in the world to get you out of there.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah, it's basically Schrodinger's chamber. You don't know if the chamber exists or not until you complete it. So yeah, all we have to do is change the swap block to be this one, which will turn off this death field, which allows you to go on through. And by coming over here, there's a friendly tip that just lets you know that, you know, you could just leave your slime ball on the ground and come back and get it for later use. So we spawn slime ball number 1 Over there, you can actually see chamber 9. A little bit of foreshadowing. Pretty cool. Let's see. Put that there. That activates this bridge, which takes you right back to the start. And then you might notice this accomplishes nothing, and that's true. So what you gotta do is you gotta come back and shoot this plate so that you can bring the slime ball over. When you have the slime ball back over here, you can then throw it through the death field, which gets it around the anti-science field over here. And now that the slime ball's over there, what we want to do is shoot this button to turn on that swap lock. And then when we throw the slime ball through here, it drops down, creating that bridge. And by shooting this, we can now get on here. We couldn't use an arrow on that plate because of this arrow field here. The second that we walk through this, if the arrow was there, this bridge would get destroyed. But thankfully, the slime ball is holding it up. And this gives us a lever. And then we realize we need a slime ball and an arrow in order to open the exit. So we gotta go back. Then we just simply shoot the plate here so that we can go on over. Then with the lever, we can then do that. However, we actually, if you can believe it or not, we actually need a slime ball over there. So we're gonna respawn this slime ball. This chamber is probably the most complicated one in the map. It's not too difficult. You'll probably figure it out on your own eventually. I like to think most chambers are designed that way, but I understand if people ever need the little extra push in the right direction. There we go. Put the slime ball through that so that we can go around. You might want to shoot this just for future reference. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. So now that we brought the slime ball over here, we can get through here. And we can spawn slime ball number 2. And that is why you want to activate that swap lock and not the other one. Rebrainer, apparently, I'm hearing this for the first time from Masp in the Twitch chat, who hooked up a lot of the map, said that this chamber was the hardest one in the map, according to him, and I might agree on that. The other 2 chambers after this are kind of more fun than difficult. This one is a brain teaser. From the playthroughs I've seen that Stockley likes doing little pushes here and there, but I just want to see people suffer. I like a good balance between watching people suffer when they play my maps and actually having fun with the maps. I do like a little suffering here and there. You can quote me on that. What am I doing? Right, okay, yeah, we got 2 slime balls. Great. Slime ball number 2, we teleported it from that room and popped out here. Cool. We could throw it over there. It doesn't matter which slime ball you throw there. Anyone works. For this one, we might as well just throw it on the ground for later use because we'll need to... I don't want to fall in the water and reset the chamber. That would be bad. There we go. Cool. We'll just put that there. We can run over, grab you, and we're basically going to do what we did in the first half of the chamber. There we go. And this allows us to bring a slime ball over to this little island. It's not really an island. I like to call it an island because I am bad at calling things what they are. There we go. This achievement might not exist. Little reference to, you know, the dialogue that Jake did. Cool. Onwards and upwards.
Health and safety requires me to warn you about the potential side effect of getting
tractor pads, yeah.
into these here tractor pads. No need to worry though, as I've been told they only cause moderate suffocation, and it's only for a few seconds. Now, lab boys say they're trying to get that down from moderate to mild suffocation, so here's hoping they're able to figure that out. Not that it matters to you, I guess, but hey, it's something.
It sure is.
Alright, I also have to warn you about the potential risk of, how should I put this? Imploding lungs. Yeah, they try to breathe mid-teleport, so please don't do that. The last thing we need is another test subject 32 incident. Ugh. Man, that was gross.
What happened to test subject 32? Okay. So yeah, attractor pads make their glorious return from chapter 2. What a lot of people consider to be the most fun mechanic from chapter 2. And I kind of agree with that. I think out of... Oh, I forgot a step. I know my own maps. Don't worry. We gotta get a slime ball up here. This chamber is actually relatively easy compared to the others. It's mainly a tutorial, and it's meant to just be a little bit fun after the difficulty of Chamber 8. These pads can break the map in so many ways. I love them. They really can. And we're trying to find all the ways to fix them. So, if you're watching this on YouTube and you find a way to break the map, join our Discord community. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool people. All these people in the Twitch chat you're seeing, they're all from the Discord, and you will fit in. And let us know of all the bugs so that we can ruin the fun and break them. Yeah, so if you're stuck here, don't worry, you're not trapped. I didn't show it, but there's actually a red swap block above that attractor pad. So if you shoot the arrow through, it falls out and teleports you over here. Very nice. And again, you might think you're stuck here. Don't worry. Arrows can go through death fields. And now that we got 2 slime balls, we can now go back to the start of the chamber, which we can do so by teleporting through this window. Yeah. Put an arrow up there and use your 2 slime balls to open the exit. Okay. Test subject 47 has been removed from this test track due to their adverse response to the cameras. Good to know. Chamber 10. All right. The last chamber of test track 8. Things to consider while testing. What is the point? All right. Okay. Here we go.
So the big day for our Testing for Charity initiative is just around the corner, and I know I'm not supposed to be talking about Corvid Deltros, but pardon me for getting a bit obsessed with who this guy is. Now, look, I started doing some more research and stumbled across one of his poems.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I gotta tell you, I just don't get it. Listen to this test subject.
Okay, let's listen to some poetry, everybody.
See the aching of the surgeon. I think he's angry at the Spurgeon, whatever that means. He finds it hard to see the heart, okay? Overshadowed by the red chart. Who is stretching near the moon? I think she'd like to join the platoon. Her giant car is just a home. It needs no gas. It runs on cervical disc syndrome. What the hell does that even mean? Cervical disc syndrome? Is that even a real thing? What's a Spurgeon? How are people raving about this guy? Am I really that out of touch? Jeff, why are you clapping and moved to tears? Why are you still here? You're fired again. Get out. You know what, test subject? I can't wait to meet this Corbin guy and see what he's all about because, man, I just don't know what to expect anymore. Anyways, enjoy the final chamber of this testing track.
Oh, we sure will. No, we listen to the rants first.
Last one you're going to be doing, I probably should have done something informative, but cervical disc syndrome it is. Anyways, good luck.
Thank you, Jake. Yeah, that is one of my favorite bits in this map, and I think Innominate's delivery of that was so much better than what I thought it was going to be when I was writing it down in the script. Okay, so this chamber, it's just advanced swap blocks because now you could turn them on and off. Very cool. And by doing this, you get slime ball number 1. And then you realize you're kind of trapped, but slime ball 1 can actually be thrown up into the little hole that you shot your arrow through, which allows you to go over here, shoot on up, drop down, and then run over here to pick up the slime ball. Doing that now allows you to go up here, and you can put the slime ball here to go on through, which we couldn't before, because if we used the arrow, we would have had a bad time. So we got to use the arrow here instead to get over to this platform, which seems like a dead end until you see the glorious blinking purple wall that is the attractor pad. We got a couple here for later use, because now we got slime ball number 2. And you might think you're stuck, because we can't teleport over here, and this is where you'll finally find the exit to this chamber. And you notice that we'll need 2 slime balls and an arrow. So if you go back, there we go. You'll notice we can't really get through because of this anti-science field. So what do? Well, there's a platform down there. So if we just throw the slime ball over the edge, we know that it's there. And then you have to make like a mental map of the chamber and know where that platform is. It's just down here. Pick up the slime ball, and then you can shoot on across. And this allows us to do the final main step of the puzzle, which is to just swap the slime balls. Then we just do everything we did before. Easy stuff. Teleport on up. And you might think you're stuck, but you can just teleport past the field and still keep your slime ball. Respawn number 2. And then teleport on over. And we can shoot that. Put a slime ball there, a slime ball there. And the exit is open, and the test track is complete. Nice. And this brings us to scene 3, Staff Hallways. One of the shortest scenes on the map, but it's a good one. Let's just walk through here and let Jake tell us what's going on.
Hey team, just wanted to give you all a heads up on the whole situation with Corvid Deltros. As you all know, Corvid completed his testing track just fine and walked out of our facility without a scratch. However, it's been brought to our attention that shortly after leaving this place, he went missing. He never returned home, and his $10,000 check for charity was never cashed. Now look, I have no idea what happened to him, but given this was the last place he was seen, there are a lot of people eyeing us as the possible cause of his disappearance. I recently spoke with the local authorities, and it turns out we're pretty much the prime suspect in the matter. I can't really blame them for thinking that, given the recent rumors the Umbra factories have been spreading about us. However, I provided the law with blueprints to Corvid's testing track, which as we all know is a completely harmless and easy track made specifically for public figures. Absolutely no chance anything could go wrong in there. They said they'd like to drop in sometime soon to investigate the place, so we're putting in some preventative measures to try and stop these people from discovering the actual test chambers we have down here. So, as far as you're all concerned, testing continues as normal. I know I was skeptical of Corvid at first, but after meeting the man and getting to know him in person, I really hope he shows up safe and sound. I honestly do. Seemed like a really nice guy. I know things are looking a bit messy at the moment, but I'm sure we can manage to push through this. We've survived controversy in the past, and we can do it again. So, as stated previously, please head back to your desks and continue working as normal. And remember, onwards and upwards.
Yeah. Okay, so the plot thickens. But we aren't here to focus on plot. We're here to focus on helping all of you guys at home solve the puzzles. So, here you get the newest tool, the high-tech optical lens, which allows you to zoom. Very cool. Here you have 3 buttons, which opens doors somewhere, and this the first one opens the research team. Very easy. That gives you a lever, which brings you out here. When you go out here, you'll notice that you are kind of stuck. You can't really go anywhere. However, this is the applicant team. So if we go back, you'll notice that's actually the second switch. Since we no longer need to get into that room, we could shoot this button, which opens this door. And that allows us to get into this room, which at first might seem like there's nothing to do in here. But then it's like, oh, no, you can actually go up here, kind of sneak through, and get into the main hallway. Once you do that, you kind of can't go back. And then you immediately realize that the feedback team door is here, and that was the last switch over there. So we now have to somehow get back over there, because there's a chest in there. So if you use your new high-tech optical lens to look around, you can read some signs in the distance that normally you couldn't see before. And you'll notice there's a sign that says the passcode for lock number 08B is 21232. Should we have this out in the open? That's a very good question. But 21232, take a mental note of that for later, because you'll notice the elevator to the surface is here. We need 2 levers to open this door, and I suspect that there may be a lever in that chest. So we have a goal. The window is smashed to documentation, so you can go on through. There's actually a back door here that leads you to this area, which is a little cave. Looks very cool. Going up here brings us to a place to enter a passcode, and then it all makes sense. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2 opens the door, and that allows us to go through. Oh, so hello V, welcome to the stream. We're currently recording a walkthrough of Kitatcho 3 for YouTube. So if anyone is new here and doesn't know what's going on, say hi to YouTube. Well, yeah, we'll keep going on. So now that we're back here, you can open the door to the feedback team. Hi, Mom, I'm on YouTube. Yep. Okay. Now we go through here. We're back in the main hall. And now that we shot that third button for the feedback door, we can now go through and grab the chest. You'll notice that there's actually a big elevator shaft out there, and it's very scary. But if you crouch and you use your high-tech optical lens, you can see PJ's up there. Friend of mine, worked on the map, did a lot of command stuff. Everybody loves PJ's. He's just chilling up there. It's his favorite spot. And you know, you can read the feedback board. There's a lot of funny stuff, like Test Subject 41. Put a link to their SoundCloud in the testing feedback. Very cool. So now we have one lever, but we need to get the second one. And the second one's actually going to be over in this area. Door security, not where we want to go, but instead we want to go to the water treatment pipe works. And we need to get up there. You'll notice that this door actually says Test Track 9 Staff Hallways, a little reference to Chapter 2. And that window looks very suspicious, being broken. We can climb up here, jump up here, climb up here, and then we can jump down and get into this room, where these signs basically say that the water is no longer toxic going forward. Water is safe. So, you know, you hit the pipework leakage switch. You know, all good science facilities have a leakage switch, which then allows you to swim up the tube. And now we are up at the top, even higher than we were before. And that gives us our second lever. And there's another jukebox here. That's a little suspicious. I wonder if we can get in there. That's weird. There's a plate there. That's weird. What we'll do, we'll drop down, go back to the main area, and we use our 2 levers, open the door, and we're about to take the elevator to the surface. This is exciting. We don't want to go in there. So here we are. We've worked so long and hard to get to the surface. We're finally gonna take the elevator. It's what we've always dreamed of. Let's go. The elevator's broken. So we end up falling down this elevator shaft. And you can actually see the sky up there. We were very close. We came out of there. And we fell all the way down. So all that progress that we made is basically kind of gone. And that brings us into Act 3, behind the scenes. Scene 1, under maintenance. And this is going to be where this episode of the walkthrough is going to end. So, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everybody for playing the map. And I hope this walkthrough was at least somewhat helpful, you know, considering the very casual nature of it all. But again, look forward to part 3, which should hopefully, you know, all 3 of these parts should be uploaded at the same time with the release of version 1.1 of the map. But for the people on Twitch, part 3 is actually going to be recorded on another day. So for everyone on YouTube, thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the map. If you need help, look for part 3. And until then, goodbye.